It begins. The start of the World Matchplay content. I will be bringing everything you need to know World Matchplay, whether that's predictions, reactions to the draw, players who are defending money you can't, players who could do well, dark horse, everything you need to know. You just hit the subscribe. I'll be covering the World Matchplay. And we're going to be starting off with notable names that are not in this year's lineup. Let's first of all start with Dave Chisnell. Well done. I caught you out there, didn't I? Caught you out there. Well done, Dave Chisnell, because he was so close to missing out on this event. Needed a monstrous run at the back end of this qualification period and did it, snuck in at the last minute. So well done, Dave Chisnell. The highest ranked player not in the event, though, is Mike Decker, the World Grand Prix champion a couple of years ago. The world number 21 will not be taking part in this event. He's been in this event for the last few years, but not quite done enough, has he, in recent times? Not only that, he's not doing it as well when it comes to things like the Players' Championship events. Doesn't have a lot coming for him at the moment in regards to guaranteed prize money. Needs something big at the back end of the year. Also, a player inside the top 32. One of 3 players inside the top 32 of this qualifying system who are not in the event. Daryl Gurney missed out at the very last moment. He looked so safe not long ago. That much, he didn't even go to a couple of events. Maybe now that could be the kicker, and that could be the thing he looks back on, because maybe if I'd just gone to that one, I would have got myself in the World Matchplay. Been there a lot of years as Daryl Gurney, been a very good staple of the World Matchplay. Always a dangerous player, but he's not going to be in 2026 when it comes to the Winter Gardens. Daryl Gurney misses out. The final player in here is another major winner from a couple of years ago. Remember that crazy period of time we had? Mickey Mansell reached a semi-final, Martin Luitman reached the final, Mike Decker won a title, and so did Richie Edhouse. Richie Edhouse picking the title up the European Championships 2 years ago. That money's due to come off of his ranking at the European Championship this year. Currently number 32 on the order of merit as regards to the World Matchplay, not in the event. So that's as far as the rankings go. Notable players that are going to be missing. But I also look at form. I look at names, I look at value. There's quite a lot of people in here who maybe could have been. Let's look at Kim Huybrechts. I didn't think I'd be saying this. At the start of the year, Kim Huybrechts was at a crossroad in his career, where it was one way or the other. He was either going to miss all the events and lose his tour card, or he's going to be in them. He was close to losing it, and he was close to getting in. And my word, as he put in some performances. He's ended up missing out by about £5,000, just shy of. Keep an eye on Kim Huybrechts for the rest of the year. If he keeps up this form, I expect to see him in events such as the World Grand Prix, where he's got longer to get that qualification. And that could be the key, because players that have just got their tour card in January don't really have a lot of time in order to catch up the World Matchplay Order of Merit. You need to win a Euro Tour, or you need to win multiple Pro Tours, or you certainly need to be getting in those European Tours. That's what's cost Bo Greaves, not being in the European Tours. He wasn't far away, ended up number 26 on this Order of Merit. Bo Greaves, though, is a player I do expect to see in the World Championships, in the World Matchplay in the very near future. I think she'll be in it next year. I think she could be one that challenges for titles as well. But as far as this year goes, she will be a notable name. She's won a Pro Tour, but what really cost her was the lack of European Tour qualifications. It's crazy, isn't it, to think we're still not seeing Bo Greaves on the European Tour. And we've seen 9 already this season. I didn't think that would be the case. Didn't think it'd be the case to say Cristo Reyes. I think we see Cristo Reyes at the World Grand Prix, as I do think we see Bo Greaves. Cristo Reyes actually outperforming Bo Greaves by £14,000, despite the fact Bo Greaves has won a Pro Tour. That goes to show how important the European Tour events are. Despite coming in January, starting cold, Cristo Reyes finishing 22nd on that Order of Merit. What a performance that is from Cristo. Definitely one to keep an eye on at the back end of the year. I think we see him in the Grand Prix as a minimum. We know we'll see him at the Players' Championships of the World, likely the Europeans. So we're going to see a lot of Cristo Reyes at the back end of the year. He's going to be glad he came back to darts. Already scooping some serious prize money. £69,000 in ranking money, plus the non-ranked money he got from things like the World Cup. The guarantees at the back end of the year, £15,000, £7,500, money here, money there. He's going to be making about at least 120, I'd say. Not a bad year, is it? Not a bad year for playing some darts there for Cristo Reyes. So that's our form riders. But there's some real big names that we're missing here. Previous winners, previous world champions, and I mean previous as well. We're not talking a long time ago in regards to these events. Peter Wright played in this event last year. Now, it was deemed that that might be one that could be his last unless his form picked up, and his form hasn't picked up. In fact, looking at the rankings, he is quite a long way off of getting in. Finished 57th in regards to that. For context, just below him, number 58, is Joe Hunt, who is playing on the Challenge Tour, hasn't played Pro Tour before. This is his first year. He is only £250 behind Peter Wright, who's had European tours, which Joe Hunt is not able to play in. He's had last year as well. So, bad year for Peter Wright. He's not in the World Match Play. Previous winner, multiple-time world champion, will be sorely missed. Hopefully he gets his form back. Raymond van Barneveld played in this event last year. Again, another player that when we watched him last year, we said, is this the end of the 5-time world champion? Is he going to be able to come back and produce the level that sees him in the World Match Play again? He hasn't. He hasn't produced that level. Raymond van Barneveld missing from the World Match Play. And another previous winner who won it and then made the final the year after and seemed to love the World Match Play and the format of it was Dimitri Vandenberg. And Dimitri Vandenberg, we spoke about him quite a bit. He's been missing a lot of big events. He finished 76th on this Order of Merit, trying to get his form back, trying to work his game back to where it was. But at the moment, he's in a bit of a tour card race at the moment in regards to can he keep hold of that. Didn't play the recent Pro Tour events in Leicester, which is a bad sign. Needs to be in the World Championship and the Players' Championship finals at the end of the year, potentially, to keep his card. Otherwise, he's in a real dogfight here. But is returning to form, which is a positive sign. Another big notable name, world champion, runner-up at the World Match Play, Michael Smith. Missing out on this event again, ended up finishing 36th. We've seen some positive signs from Michael Smith over the last few months, but not a positive one coming out of Leicester after a 6-0 defeat, suggesting he's going to take a bit of a break from darts, potentially not playing the European Tour as well. Certainly not going to be playing the European Tour qualifiers. Wants to try and get himself ready for the back end of the year where he could try and get himself back into those top 32 positions. Currently 33 as per the Order of Merit coming into Blackpool. But there's going to be a lot of movement in the rankings. Players who was in this a couple of years ago, that's going to be losing money. Players that are gaining money, free hits. So lots of shuffling. Players that are defending big money, who are in the event, who need big runs in this tournament as well. We could see them take significant drops. So lots of things going to be changing and moving. And I'm going to tell you every single one of them. All the way on the build-up to the World Match Play. World Match Play week starts here on Edgar TV. You hit the subscribe. I will do the rest. I'll catch you very, very soon.